The girl was shocked to discover she had only taken a picture of her brother William, but in the photo, her brother appeared in an accident. The girl couldn't believe her eyes, so she pointed the camera at her parents. Unexpectedly, her parents also appeared in an accident in the photo, while the girl was staring in shock at the photo in her hands. The chandelier above William's head suddenly fell. His injured appearance was exactly the same as in the photo. The girl told her family that this camera must have a problem, but her father not only ignored her words, he even slapped her across the face, accusing her of joking at a time like this. The girl felt she wasn't being understood, so she angrily ran upstairs. But when her mother chased her upstairs, she accidentally slipped from the stairs. She also fulfilled the tragedy shown in the photo. To quickly save her mother and brother, the girl drove them to the hospital, but on the way, an accident occurred. The girl accidentally ran into her own father while driving. The prophecies in the photos came true, one by one. The girl was also sent to prison for the crime of harming others. A few days later, her younger sister Linda came to the prison. Unexpectedly, she actually planned to kill the girl. It wasn't until right before her death that the girl realized it was all a trap set by her sister Linda. The girl soon stopped breathing. The next second, her consciousness returned to the real world. The woman was reborn before everything had happened. At that moment, the family was celebrating the girl's birthday. The girl accepted the gift from Linda. Inside was that strange camera. Frightened, the girl quickly threw the camera away. The girl knew clearly in her heart that it was this camera that caused all the following tragedies. Since she had been reborn, she would never allow the tragedy to happen again. The girl told her family that this camera was very strange. It would soon kill everyone in the family, but the others didn't believe her words at all. William, not wanting to hurt Linda's feelings, even directly put the camera into the girl's hands. Seeing the girl take the camera, Linda then said that this camera had the magical ability to predict the future and asked the girl to take a picture to try. The girl had no choice, so she pressed the button on the camera, but this time she didn't photograph anyone. Instead, she pointed the lens at the dining table. But something unexpected happened. The photo showed the terrified girl staring at the chandelier. In the very next second, the chandelier above William's head fell again. In the crisis, the girl threw herself at her brother to push him down, but she herself was injured by the falling chandelier. The girl didn't understand what was going on. She angrily shouted that it was all because of Linda, because of that strange camera. That was why they encountered such things. But her family thought the girl's brain had been damaged by the blow. How could a falling chandelier possibly be connected to a camera? And obviously this matter had nothing to do with Linda. Linda also pretended to look very innocent. She held the camera and walked up to the girl, saying that if all this really had something to do with her, the girl could point the camera at her, but the girl had already witnessed how bizarre this camera was, and under no circumstances would she touch it again. The emotional girl waved her hand and knocked the camera to the ground. The girl's father ordered her to accept Linda's apology. Otherwise, she would be ruining the banquet. William also accused her of throwing a tantrum, saying she was deliberately targeting her younger sister Linda. Seeing that the whole family was siding with Linda, the girl was very disappointed. She ran upstairs intending to calm down in her room, but what the girl didn't notice was that the camera lying on the ground was accidentally triggered. A photo popped out. Linda picked up the photo, and on it was the tragic scene of their mother's accident. Everything happened just as before. The mother, chasing after the girl, unfortunately slipped down the stairs. When the girl saw her mother injured, she rushed downstairs. She snatched the photo from Linda's hand and angrily accused Linda of refusing to let her go. But the girl's father immediately slapped her across the face. He clearly saw that his wife was chasing the girl. That was why she accidentally fell from the stairs. William also ordered the servants to lock the girl in the study. Without his permission, the girl was not allowed to take a single step out of the study. The girl didn't understand. She had already made so many preparations. Why she still couldn't prevent it all. The desperate girl raised the camera in her hand, intending to smash it to pieces. But William stopped her at that moment. William believed it was a carefully prepared gift from Linda, and how could she betray Linda's intentions like that? William then said that their mother was in the hospital. He planned to take the girl to the hospital to apologize to their mother. The girl immediately realized that it was on the way to the hospital that her father was hit. But no matter how much she resisted, William insisted that she had to go to the hospital. The girl really had no other choice, so she made a request to them, unless Linda drove. Otherwise, she would absolutely not go. Linda obviously didn't expect the girl to demand that she drive, but she couldn't find a reason to refuse, so she had no choice but to agree to drive. On the road, William was very interested in the camera, so he used it to take a picture of Linda. But in the very next second, the terrifying prophecy came true again. For some reason, the girl's father appeared on the road. He was struck down on the ground, and William fainted from the massive impact. The father accused the girl of holding a grudge and therefore hitting him on purpose. Even Linda falsely accused her, saying it was the girl who was driving and caused the accident. The girl, to prove her innocence, went to look for that photo. But in the next moment, she was shocked to find that the person driving in the photo was actually herself. Soon after, they all arrived at the police station. Although the girl argued desperately that it was Linda who drove, but faced with that photo, the police didn't believe the girl's words at all. Just as the girl was about to be convicted and sent to prison, she finally understood everything. The girl snatched the camera from the policeman's hands, and she revealed a truth that shocked everyone.